Welcome back. I'm still Kingsley Ipalibo, and I have with me Obomate Emmanuel in the building with me. Obomate, good evening and welcome to ATN Gen Z.
Sure.
All right, moving on. Angela Okori has publicly apologized to fellow actress Mercy Johnson following a cybercrime-related incident that drew widespread attention online. The apology comes after days of speculation, reaction, and legal concerns surrounding statements and online activities linked to the case. Angela's move signals a shift from confrontation to resolution. In her apology, Angela acknowledged the impact of her actions and expressed regret over the situation, stressing that no harm was intended. The incident had earlier fueled intense debate across social media, with fans taking sides and calling for accountability. Online basketballs don't turn real-life consequences. The development has been welcomed by many as it steps toward the escalation and professionalism within Nollywood. While questions remain about digital responsibility and public conduct, the apology highlights the importance of restraint and reconciliation in the age of social media. For observers, it's a reminder that words typed online can carry serious weight offline, and peace sometimes starts with owning up. Umate, I'm sure you've heard about this issue between Angela Okori and Mercy Johnson. Do you think the apology was really necessary, or was it like a strategic thing to do?
Well, over my years of being online, I've seen that social media is not really real life, but then most people don't always have the heart, to eat what they dish out. So for this concerning this issue, I think, well, for me, I would say it's necessary because always saying things about someone that is maybe you cannot like defend or back it up. I think at the end of the day, you just end up apologizing, maybe for the public, so that because these guys, these people are people of influence and people respect them, people look up to them. So, keeping the relevance in the society and all around, I think it's best to keep um keep yourself to that respect to
Do you actually think, we hold our celebrities, do you think we hold our celebrities, to a higher standard online? We rate them, as people will say, we rate them more than we're supposed to rate them. They are humans like us. What do you think about that?
you know we have in these Nigeria settings, I think I will speak for Nigeria because I'm a Nigerian and I've been in Nigeria all my life. I would say we are chasing heights, you know. Some of us are starting from somewhere. So why we hold these celebrities at on high esteem is because they are there. We feel like, okay, this is the kind of lifestyle we want to live. We enjoy the kind of lifestyle we are living. So we want to actually also live that lifestyle. So you see, when we look at them, they are and we see, think about attention. So know what they do. So I think how they act, the attitude they have gotten now, also uh, for me, most people follow celebrities or influencers that have are not actually good for their health, So you also know what you want and know what you want to achieve and know the kind of people you listen to. Don't listen to everyone, filter the kind of people you follow. So that at the end of the day, you also, keep yourself and so on.
Yeah, and actually talking about this issue, the social media, help de-escalate the issue even more. They had fire or fuel to already burning fire, because you look at this situation, it seems like, a personal beef between Mercy Johnson and Angela Okori, and it seems to have been blown out of proportion. So do you think social media, played a major role in making, this issue more fierce than it was supposed to be?
Okay, so This is social media. So when whatever goes out on social media is no longer a personal issue. You understand? If it's a personal issue, you can do it over phone call, WhatsApp message. So whatever you put out on social media is no longer personal, is no longer something, because these people are public figures. You understand? These guys are public figures. So whenever you put out something out there on the social media, just know that it's not personal anymore. So you have handed it over to a fan base, because this is no longer just you pushing it. There are people who are also, and your fans are comprised of people that most of them are stable. Different kind of people are your fans. So some people are just looking for something to, get engagement, likes, clicks. So whenever I put out something on the internet or online, it's no longer personal, and you should expect whatever comes with it.
And in issues like this, I mean, a lot of people, this is not the first time, and for Mercy Johnson, this is the second time, I mean, in a month, where she has had to arrest somebody and release them actually due to, the first one was defamation. And when it comes to these cyber-related crimes, most of the time we see it ending in an apology. Do you think in issues like this, is an apology enough? Because the damage is worse than do you think they should make it a criminal offense? Because a lot of times this is a civil offense, and some people will tell you people need to spend time in prison, due to cyberbullying and defamation and all kinds of cybercrime. What do you think?
Well, I think these people have lawyers. So I know for me, apology is not enough. I always tell people that if you say something against me and I did not do it, I will not necessarily pursue it or whatever. But then not everyone is like that. That there's also been cases like that online where the person did not actually arrest or even reply. Everyone is different. But when it comes to cases like or situations like this where the person in question is someone that actually feels need to like arrest or court case, I think I've also heard in stuff like this, and it's result to court. So I think apology is not enough. Actions in taking action, legal action, it should be suing. When you sue the person has to actually pay for damage. When someone goes to prison, they're not actually going to gain anything from it. So at the end of the day, I think going to court is always the best. Because it's just cheap, arrest police. It's like you're actually being what's that word? Um, you're using police, to carry out your acts, or like okay, now you get power parts, you understand? So you
Yeah.
actually have to go through a process. Yeah.
And talking about this is an issue in Nollywood, and we've had a whole lot of personal conflict in Nollywood. This is between Mercy Johnson and Angela Okorie. They are colleagues. They are all part of the Nollywood industry. And recently, we also saw Kule Afolayan, and Funke Akindele, trading horns. And we've heard a whole lot of Nollywood rivalry. Do you think can Nollywood move past online rivalry and conflict? Is it going to be possible? Looking at it, that our industry needs to grow. It's not up there with the Hollywood. It can't compare the quality. So do you think we need to actually cut down on this conflict, and try to build the industry together? How possible do you think it can happen?
Well, look, I think these things are similar. So even as you are, trying to get there, you should also know that these guys involved in this situation, in these positions or situations, these things happen. It happens abroad. Happens everywhere. So I think the best thing you can do, and most of the people involved in this, there are also people who are feeling arrived, like I've arrived, we have a legacy. Most of them are not even pushing the movie career anymore. So I think we should just overlook these things and let the song keep on pushing. You don't have to follow because most times these people also people, other artists, other actors, other actresses look up to. So when one is beefing with the other, and then the beef continues, the cycle continues. I don't think that is the way it should be. I think it should I think it should be something that should be addressed, so that and let the upcoming ones actually keep their head up and not follow up with this beef going on.
All right, moving on. Popular nightlife entrepreneur and social media personality Cubana Chief Priest, has hinted at a possible move from entertainment into politics ahead of the 2027 general elections. Known for his flashy lifestyle, celebrity connections, and strong online presence, the businessman's declaration has surprised many, instantly sparking conversation across social media and political circles. Which details of his political plans remain limited, the announcement reflects a growing trend of influencers and public figures exploring public office. Supporters argue that his visibility and grassroots connection could translate into political relevance, while critics question experience, preparedness, and motive. From club light to campaign light, that's a serious pivot. The development has once again raised questions about celebrity politics in Nigeria. Can popularity convert to leadership, or does governance demand more than clout? As 2027 approaches, Cubana Chief Priest ambitions adds a fresh layer, to the conversation about youth participation, power, and who really gets to shape Nigeria's future. For now, the nightlife king has signaled interest in a new stage, and Nigerians are watching closely. Ubumate, what's up with Nigerian celebrities? They are becoming more vocal, and we are seeing them more involved, in politics. I think it's a new trend for you, right?
But actually starting to talk about it, if you look at the life, I don't know their names, but I know many actors that went from acting, musicians that went from doing music to, chasing politics and all. For Nigerian politics, it's all about generational wealth and, control and power, because money is not usually everything. Because there are stages of this money lifestyle. When you have all the money, what's next? Power, control. So I think that just it's influence. So when you have the power, what's next? It's not necessarily about the betterment of Nigeria or Nigerian politics. It's just what it is. So yeah, I think it's nothing more than just clout and
So you actually believe Cubana Chief Priest is not bluffing? Or is he just testing, public reaction?
well, it doesn't necessarily need to be a bluff. It was there. He has the money. What's next? Power, control. It's not necessarily a bluff. And then he knows what he wants to achieve. The whole generational wealth, nationalship. So yeah,
Yeah. And do you think
see what he has though.
talking about people like Cubana Chief Priest, influencers, he's also an influencer. Influencers, the future of Nigeria politics going forward for us.
Oh my days. I think to an extent, depends on who the person is. It's all about personality. Looking at the lives of Cubana, it's just a circle thing. At the end of the day, it's still a sharing thing. The power goes around them, like the money, the sharing of funds, the generational wealth. That just it. Nothing more. Nigeria is still going to be Nigeria.
I'm talking about, when it comes to politics, you've shown that you're not someone who's really, have faith in Nigerian politics. But you look at Nigeria as a whole, the qualifications needed, for someone to be a politician. What do you think is more experience, especially in the Nigerian political scene? Do you think is connection or influence?
Connection is number one. The whole Godfather stuff, the influence is also necessary because your connection can get you there.
Let me rephrase the question for you, Bumate.
Okay.
Do you feel experience is matters more than connection, especially when it comes to politics?
Okay. What matters more, I think, is experience. You know, what you have seen, what you have witnessed. Like, let's take Obi, Peter Obi, for example. He's the man that has traveled. He has actually had an experience of ruling. I think what they said, his former ruling was cool. He was a good leader. He managed resources very well. So I think it's something that experience is something that actually goes better than influence.
All right, and for you, Obumate, do you think he can actually win? Because Cubana Chief Priest said he's going to go for the House of Representatives. Do you think Cubana Chief Priest can actually win in his constituency?
Well, I can say he has the connection, he has the money, he has the influence. So I don't think I see anything stopping him. Actually, I don't see anything stopping him.
And looking at politics as a whole, you look at Nigerian celebrities, they've always been on the sideline, trying to show support, for these politicians. But it's different when you see these celebrities actually contesting. In the last election, we saw Fuke Akindele. She was the deputy governor aspirant for PDP in the Lagos State election, and we've seen Desmond Elliott. He has gone to the Senate, and now we are seeing Cubana Chief Priest. And for the ones we've actually had in Nigeria, it hasn't really turned out really nice for us. I mean, do you think the youth actually has faith in people like Cubana Chief Priest, to go there and make the difference?
Faith is a big word. Speaking of Nigerian youth, I'm a Nigerian youth, and I won't say I've actually have faith in him doing anything. Like I said, it's all about the power, the control, and the national faith. That's all, nothing more.
All right, moving on. Veteran Nollywood actress Omotola Jalade Ekide has moved to clear the air over long-standing rumors of feud with fellow screen icon Genevieve Nnaji. Speaking recently, Omotola dismissed claims of rivalry, stressing that the narrative has been exaggerated over the years by public speculation and media assumptions, rather than any real conflict between them. According to Omotola, both actresses have always shared mutual respect, even if they took different career paths and maintained private, personal lives. She explained that being compared constantly or not appearing together publicly does not automatically, translate to bad blood. In her words, silence should not be mistaken for animosity, a point many fans say in often ignored celebrity culture. No link up doesn't mean no love. The clarification has been welcomed by fans who see both women as pillars of Nigeria's golden era. While comparisons between Omotola and Genevieve have fueled debates for decades, her statement shifts the focus back to legacy, impact, and professionalism. For many observers, the takeaway is simple. Not every industry legend is competing. Some are just quietly, minding their lane. Obumate, do you think they were minding their lane, or there was actually a problem between both of them? Be honest.
Well, we will never know, right? Because
Yeah.
we don't know what's going on, in their personal lives. But from what I can say is, most social media beef is being pushed by the fans, social media and or so I see, let's take footballers for example. There's always this beef created by social media personalities, bands and all, about which footballer is better. They compare in stats, and it's now like the footballer hates the other footballer. But you see them on the pitch, they exchange shirts, they shake hands, they hug. At the end of the day, they also go and play for the same national team and all. So I think most social media beef or is being pushed by social media and nothing more. But then,
Okay.
if okay, you wanted to say something?
No, go on.
Okay, if they actually had a personal relationship and it declined in the eyes of the media, it's also like it's a chance that, okay, actually something. it's actually going on in the background that nobody knows about. Yeah.
Yeah, and you said something about, I mean, fans, always pushing the problem, and it has become a thing of, it has been a recurring scene in the industry where we see female legends, female stars, being pitted against each other. Do you think, I mean, it's a recurring thing we're seeing in the Nollywood scene, and is silence also taken, for beef? Is it mistaken for beef in Nollywood?
Yeah, like it's actually alarming. It's actually alarming, looking at how social media actually pushes all this. And silence wouldn't necessarily mean it's a beef or whatever. Let's take a look at people who don't actually dwell in the same states. Most of these people they're not even in the same state, they're not in the same country. So at the end of the day, you don't expect them to, you be see them every time taking pictures, smiling, going to dinner, going on dates, taking pictures. So I will not say silence is actually peace. I won't say that.
And talking about, the fans always pitting, female legends against each other. What's your say on that?
It's women. That's what I say.
All right.
It's women. It's a women something. So very well.
All right, and talking about media, you made mention. I mean, do you think the media, narrative, creates this rivalry between these women?
Yeah, yeah. Media actually does. I've actually been a part of the media who does this. In our mind is that's how it plays out. I'm a fan of Saka, and then you're a fan of Palmer, and then I start the comparison, and then it goes on and on and on, and then it's like, okay, these guys are actually juicing, okay, or these guys are actually single and they're hot. You know, that is, I think that is what we do on a daily basis. So I feel that yeah, it does.
And do you think Nollywood, like we talked about earlier, do you think Nollywood, can move past that comparison culture? I mean, there's a comparison culture and a comparison, disease in our industry where we need to, we find the urge, to always compare legends or compare who is better in the industry, not just align all of them to coexist. Do you think it's something that we can actually stop in the Nollywood scene?
Well, as long as social media is used, you see this, it does not stop. Unless you want to take away social media then. Because everybody now has a phone, everybody has data, everybody wants click, everybody wants to monetize their social media platform. So once it gets people talking, it's going to be out there. I don't think it's going to stop anytime soon. And I can't think of any mechanism that can actually stop that. I think the celebrities or the stars actually involved should actually keep on doing their stuff. They should not listen to most of these fan stuff. Let them just keep doing their thing, and then let fans continue doing their stuff because it won't stop. Because fans will actually stop. Most of them, that's what gives them joy. That's what gives them money. That's what gives them everything.
All right, and do you think a public collaboration, will finally end the rumors? I mean, maybe just get to do a movie together, and finally fans can rest, and believe that you actually don't have beef.
Well, at the end of the day, it's not all the fans that actually see these movies, and then even though they see it, they still, go ahead and push the
But
narrative.
open matter, you won't
Let
lie.
them
You would love to see Omotola and Genevieve in a movie together, won't you?
Yeah, sure. Like growing up, these were the people like we enjoyed watching. So I would actually want to see them. I'll be like, wow, this guy they still have it. You understand? It's going to actually be good and it's going to help. But then it's still what it is. Fans are fans, and then they'll still go back and like uh they'll still be like still find the best actor in that same movie that both of them acted. Even if they acted as siblings or it's nothing changes.
Yeah. All right, and still moving on, we're going to the music scene here, and American rap star Glorilla is currently at the center of a family dispute that has gone public, sparking intense debate, online. The saga began after some family members reportedly accused her of distancing herself and failing to provide support following her rise to fame. What many fans expected to stay private, quickly turned into a trending conversation on social media. At the heart of the issue are claims of financial responsibility and assets. While relatives have hinted at feeling abandoned, supporters of Glorilla argue that success should not come with unlimited entitlement. The situation has reopened a familiar conversation in celebrity culture, how fame can stain family relationship with expectations are unclear. Fame, enter and boundaries scatter. Glorilla has largely remained focused on her career, avoiding prolonged public back and forth. Observers say her silence may be strategic, choosing growth over online drama. Still, the saga raises a bigger question: where should celebrities, draw the line between helping family and protecting their peace? For many fans, the situation is less about blame and more about balance in the spotlight. Obumate, before we go on, I need to put this into consideration that Glorilla has about 10 family members altogether. And is it going to be easy, for someone like Glorilla, no matter how rich she is, for her to find, does she owe them that financial loyalty forever?
Well, when it comes to family, it's family, and there is always a very high stand when it comes to family. These conversations don't end. Family is family, and then to also be at your own mental health, and be also okay with yourself. You have to actually set boundaries. You have to set boundaries. Family is family. Family always have needs, especially when they know that you're in a better position to help than they are. So you can actually set boundaries. Each family gets this, each family gets this. Let it not be above your budget and all.
And people always talk about the good side of fame, how advantageous it can be, to get famous. But I mean, do you think entitlement, especially family entitlement, is a side effect of this glorious gift called fame?
Yeah, yeah. Um, family entitlement is always going to be there. Especially when you're not a star that they think, yeah, they think every day $1 million is entering your account. So they always expect you to always be on the giving side. So it's always going to be there.
All right, and what are you going to advise Glorilla, in this instance? I mean, she hasn't said anything yet. I mean, do you think she should speak up, or is there a need for her to explain herself to the world, or you advise her, to stay
Well,
silent?
I can. Well, staying silent is actually the best because social media will never help you achieve, a family support. Staying silent, I think that is the best thing to do. Let her do what she can do, and block out everything coming out from fans, friends, and all. Because family situations mostly are not necessarily need to be discussed outside. It's something that should stay within the family, and let her maybe go for therapy or have a lawyer that can actually help her, you know, make a stand that will, at the end of the day, to come out, in a good, with also a good name, and and without losing her family.
All right, and I mean, in this particular issue, Bumate, who do you think is wrong? Is it the family or Glorilla? Who's at fault?
It's the family, of course, because I can relate to this. Most family members, when once they see you out there, they don't even know how much you're actually earning, or what kind of income you're making from your stuff. They expect you to be giving. giving, and then in fact, the giving increases. Normally, if maybe when you're earning normally, you're earning a little. Maybe let's say they used to ask for $100, and then when you get to that situation, they now go from $100 to like $1 million. Like, how are they expecting you to keep up? So that is it. That is it. I think she's the right one. She's the right one. That is all I can say.
Do you think, this success that is happening, does it actually change, family dynamics, or does it keep exposing them?
I think is how it's always been. It was just on a smaller scale.
All right.
There are levels to this whole thing. So if before it was on level one, and you're also on level one, once you move from level one to level two, everything increases to another level. So I think that is how it has always been. It's not like they just changed that changed the whole thing.
Yeah, and
It
I
just
mean,
happened
talking about this
like few
entitlement
times.
issue we have in the industry and in the world generally, how do you think, we can curtail this entitlement issue, and how hard is it to curtail it, especially, when it's coming from family?
Family, it's not always easy with family. It's not always easy when it comes to, answering questions like concerns family, because family is family. So they're always going to be there with the help, with the billings and all. So you have to, put out a, a let's say a scheme or a budget platform that actually helps you. If you're actually a giver kind of person, you know how to actually do that, to quote.
All right, thank you, Bumate. This is actually where we wrap it up, on this episode of ATN Gen Z. Thank you, Bumate, for joining us today.
You're welcome. Thank you, Kingsley, for having me on the show.
Yeah, and don't forget, the program is open for sponsorship, jingles, adverts placement, news and events coverage, personality, society and political interviews, product and service promotion, and commercial. Don't forget, watch us live on our website, www.atlanticnetwork.tv. We are also available on Avo TV channel 205, Limex TV platform, Ifastech platform, Apple TV, Niger TV, and Iroko TV. Follow us on our social media, Facebook and YouTube, Atlantic Television Network, and on Instagram and TikTok, Atlantic TV Network 1, and on X, Atlantic TV Net. Stay connected by following, subscribing, liking, and sharing our social media content. Don't forget, peace and unity are the pathways to progress. Thank you for watching. Until next time, stay tapped into the culture. I am Kingsley Ipalibo.